Well, here we are cutting hay on Front Porch Farm. This is second cutting. It's August 6th today, and looks like we should have a pretty decent crop. We've just been cutting. I think we started at about noon today. Right now it's 7:30, so about 1 hour left to finish up just before dark. I think we'll have about 75 acres knocked down when we do. We're cutting with a disc vine. This is a New Holland 1431 14-foot disc vine. I can cut it about 6 to 7 miles an hour with this disc vine and my 100-horse John Deere tractor. I've been using this Swather and tractor for the last 10 or 11 years. Put probably about 1,000 hours cutting on both, which isn't a whole lot if you're a big time hay farmer, but with our couple hundred acres it's enough hours for me. Really like both of them. Tractor has been great, reliable. We put about 3,000 hours on it now, I think, in the last 10 years. Our Swather is also been really bulletproof. I've had very little problem with either. The Swather works great for cutting. It's great for especially when we have first cutting, which we get a lot of wind and rain in the spring, and so our first cutting crop invariably ends up being knocked over. And never ever had a plug with the Swather. It really cuts amazingly well, lifts that crop, and just really done a good job for us. This is a Mower Conditioner, so it's going to cut the alfalfa off about, well, I've got it set to cut probably about 2 inches off the ground. It's going to cut the alfalfa, and then it runs it through a set of rubber rollers that you'll see in videos to follow here, and that will crimp the stem and provide faster dry down by releasing the moisture inside the stem. This is a Hydro Swing Swather, which means that I can change position of the Swather as far as which side of the tractor it is on from lever in the cab here. This allows me to cut my field back and forth here. To start out, we cut our 6 rows around to make a headland, and that gives us enough room to turn around for our back and forth rows. I cut the rest of my field back and forth. It just works out better with my wheel rake and my round baler to do that. So we will turn around here. And by doing it this way, I don't have to have a bunch of corners, and when you have an irregular shaped field, it just works a lot nicer to cut back and forth. It works out well for my ground and equipment I've got. Well, the sun's setting here and I am just about done. I probably have another 15 minutes left or 20 minutes left here. So that'll finish up our cutting here, and we will see you bright and early in a couple days and take some video of raking. Alright, well here we are. It's been about 8 hours. We're done for today. Field's cut. I just wanted to show you a couple things about the Swather while the tractor's cooling down here. I mentioned earlier it's a disc bine. That means this Swather uses these discs with 2 knives per side to cut the hay instead of the old-fashioned or sickle bar. It's still in wide use, but this is a little bit newer design, probably 15 years old or so. Just very efficient cutting. These are the rollers in back there that I was talking about earlier. They're set about 3/16 apart, so they'll crimp the stems as they run between them. They don't actually touch, but it'll crimp all the stems and really speed down the dry time. The other thing I wanted to show you was this tractor and Swather. Well, this Swather is a hydro swing Swather like I showed you earlier. This is the pivot mount on the tractor to allow it to swing either side of the tongue, PTO shaft there. But that setup will allow me to cut square corners. You can see here, you cannot do this with a fixed tongue Swather. You know, in addition to the back and forth, I can cut these square corners in the field, and just leaves a nice clean cut in the field. There's no hay wadded in the corners, and just really been happy with the setup here. So anyway, that's all for tonight. We'll probably rake here in a couple days, so we'll see you bright and early in a couple days.